Hello, how you doing? I'm going to talk to you today about the plans for the black man. And there are plans. There's nothing in this world that is random. Wars are not random. Mass killings are not random. All this death and destruction, let's pick on the black race for a minute. All this death and destruction among the black race is planned. It's not random. Okay, you just pull a plan out of a hat. It's not random. Everything's planned. 25 million illegals from Central America in this country, which is almost more than the black population. That is planned. Well, what we're going to do? Well, what we're going to do, we're going to pay the rent, food stamps, all of that. Pay the mortgage. It's all planned. It's not like these little puny Central Americans, because they are puny. It's not that they just come across the border. They've been coming across the border without resistance from the United States government for well over 50 years. No, probably 100. They've been coming across the border for 100 years. Okay? At least. I mean, if you say they've been coming across the border without resistance from the government for 70 years, you may as well say 100. Because 30 more years does not make a big difference. They've been coming across the border without permission for 100 years. And the United States government's done nothing about it. Why? Because it's planned. Everything is planned. What are the plans for the black man? They've been having plans for the black man for hundreds of years, at least since the Willie Lynch letter, at least since 1619, when the first slaves came to Jamestown, Virginia. First 13 slaves from Africa came to Jamestown, Virginia. They've been having plans for the black man. And a plan is something that you're going to do in the future. What are we going to do in the future? It's not something that you're doing now. It's what are you doing in the future? See, what's the plan? The first plan for the black man is this: poverty. Okay, that is the utmost. That is the one most important thing for the black man is poverty, persistent poverty, generational poverty. See, black men wonder why they can't get ahead. They work, and they can't get ahead because the plan, the first, is to keep black people poor, poverty. Some black people born poor, die poor. I've seen it. Born poor, die poor. Real poor. I've seen it. Has nothing to do with the civil rights era or nothing like that. They just born poor, die poor. Because that's a plan. It's to, first of all, keep black people poor. See, when you keep a man poor, you keep his family poor. You keep generations poor. Okay? So you destroy generations with poverty. You can destroy, you not only destroy the present generation, but you can destroy future generations with poverty. So the first plan is to keep the black man poor by any means necessary, as Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. What are some of the plans? Well, let's just take the lack of jobs. Okay. Now, sometimes it is the black man. The black man does need to get the needed skills. If you want a carpentry a job building houses, you need to take a carpentry class. You need to do that. But yet they hire illegals from Central Americas to build $300,000 homes. They really do. And they're not worth nothing. They just shoeboxes. I wouldn't have them. They ain't worth nothing. Because the Central Americans don't know how to build houses like that, but yet they pay them to build houses. They don't hire real carpenters to build housing. So look, I'm going to urge you, if you have a house built, you hire a real carpenter. It may cost you a lot, but I suggest you do that. Because the houses that the Central American build are pretty, but they ain't worth nothing. I probably could push a house over with my bare hands. So they give the black man a lack of jobs. Even, I took a carpentry class. And even the carpenters who taught the carpentry class don't have a job in carpentry. What kind of sense does that make? They give the black man all kinds of excuses why they won't give him a business loan. They give the foreigners millions of dollars in business loan, but they won't give the black man $1,200 for a business. And they, job opportunities, et cetera, et cetera. But like I said, I admit that some blacks, but see what happened when they kept black people poor, we stopped being opportunists. See, we have to be opportunists. Just like a black man said, he didn't say, where can I get a job? He said, how can I make some money? It's right there on YouTube. That's not the question he asked. Where can he get a job? Who can he get a job with? The question he asked was, how can I get some money? That's the question. That is the question that he asked. So the first is to keep the black man poor, deny us loans, and that has been happening for decades. Deny us loans for housing, deny us loans for businesses, etc. That's been happening for decades. But yet, look, I'm gonna tell you, the Central American illegals, they get a house loan just like that. And all they're doing is makeshift work. In other words, they got an hour, they got a job $20 an hour, and it's over within about a month, maybe even less time than that. Okay, and then Willie Lynch wrote his letter, How to Keep Blacks Enslaved and Poor for 1,000, 10,000 years. And I'm going to have to admit that the Willie Lynch letter is by and large successful, because it has kept us poor for decades, centuries. Willie Lynch said, how can we keep the black man poor and enslaved for 10,000 years? And you know what? Actually, he's right. And it has worked. The second plan for the black man is enslavement. Enslavement. The black man is still a slave. Not only is he a slave to drugs, he's spending the family money on crack and cocaine, etc., etc. But look, he has to literally sell his soul to sing some music. And I'm talking about literally. Okay? And the Bible says the Lord gave gifts to man. That's the gift that God gave to man. It's music. And he particularly gave a gift of music to the black man. In particular. And yet black men go out there and sell their soul to sing. And God said he gave it to you to gift freely. You don't have to sell your soul for anything. Okay? But that's enslavement. Black men are even enslaved in the music industry. They're slaves. Even in the music industry. We all know that. So division. Okay? One of the aspects of the Willie Lynch letter was to divide blacks. And you know what? They still use this technique. Divide and conquer. Divide the blacks in Africa. Divide the Africans. Divide the Hutus from the Tutus. Hutus from the Tutus. And they don't even look that much different from each other. But divide them and then conquer the land. Why do you want the land? Well, there's gold and silver and other precious metals in the land of Africa. You divide them and conquer. What did Willie Lynch say? He said, divide the light-skinned blacks from the dark-skinned blacks. Cause division. Divide the field blacks. I don't want to say the N-word. Divide the field blacks from the blacks that work in the house. Divide the blacks that work here. Divide and conquer. Division. And we still got that going on. Look at this black on black crime. They ain't killing no white folks. They ain't killing too many Asians. They're not killing this black on black crime. This division. It's all about this division in the Willie Lynch letter. They put a bucket full, which is not very much, of cocaine in the black community and just watch the black man kill each other over that bucket of cocaine. They put 2 bricks. How does the bricks even get to the black community? They put 2 bricks of marijuana in the black community and just watch the black men kill each other over 2 bricks of marijuana. Divide and conquer. You know, they want black men in prison. They want them. Why? Because there's less competition in the job market. See, everybody could be a millionaire. A preacher said that years ago. Everybody could be a millionaire. But look, the more black men in prison, the more black men that's not starting a business. land, you're keeping them poor. The more black men that's not starting a business, the poor everybody's going to be. Just keep them in prison. Or kill them. Look, that's saving. Look, let black men kill each other. That's saving the Ku Klux Klan time to kill them. Just let black men kill each other. Don't give them any loans. The foreigners not doing anything that's big. I mean, they got a little store that's big as this room, and all they sell is rotten candy and rotten food and vegetables. And black people buy that nasty trash, garbage. That's all it is, garbage. And that's what the foreigners sell, is garbage. But see, the white man, they can deal with that. The foreigners selling that garbage. But see, they don't want the black man to sell it. So look, if a black man breathes, just put him in jail. So therefore, he won't, now that he's in jail, he won't have a credit rating. He won't be able to get a job anywhere. He can sure can't start a store. It's a plan. Keep committing all these stupid crimes. Keep doing these things to the black community that's going to cause a black man to commit these stupid crimes. He's going to kill another black man. So now you got another black man dead that the Klan didn't have to kill. You got, a black man, if he's in prison, he's not starting a business either. He's not starting a business because they want to keep the black man poor. So then you keep generations poor. Because, like I said, the foreigners not doing any big deal. They're not doing a big deal by having a little store. The store is only big as this room. And all they sell is garbage. Black people buy the garbage, but that's beside the point. But they don't do anything a black person can't do. They're not doing anything big. But look, you keep black man in jail, he's not going to start a business. And that goes with the plan of keeping black people poor. Now, look, and black people, look, we're still divided. Generation after generation, it's still the light-skinned blacks against the dark-skinned blacks. It's still the rappers who are rapping and the rappers who aren't. Okay? This division, this lasts until the, fifth generation. Okay? Division, divide the black man against the black woman. They don't care, look, they don't care about the black woman. They just consider a black woman just a sex slave anyway. So but see, it's the black man that's the target. And look, the black man is still a slave. It's still a slave. And the black man's still in poverty. Everybody talks about that. Now you take like celebrities, they still slaves. Every celebrity, whether it's a sports celebrity, a media, news celebrity, whether they are in the movies or whether they are singing music, they are still slaves. So look, enslavement. They're still slaves. And that's part 2 next.